Let's get it. Shalom, everybody. Did y'all think it was Independence Day with all those sound effects? Welcome to Visual Disturbance. I'm your host, Brian Rees. Shalom, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I wasn't even planning on doing a broadcast today, but last night, I can't wait to get into it. Last night was just off the chain. You just can't make this stuff up. I stumbled upon something, took photos of it. I got documentation, all that good stuff. So, yeah, it's just going to be an insane broadcast. So here we are today. Welcome to Visual Disturbance. If you haven't hit that like button, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. I really appreciate it. Check out all the links in the description. I've got, all kinds of stuff to announce. All kinds of stuff. And at the very bottom, the coffee. Check out my coffee page. I appreciate any kind of donations. Thank you all so very much. I want to make a few announcements before we get going, and some of my sponsors. I'm super ecstatic for this episode tonight, so this broadcast. So just hang tight. We're going to get into it, talk about a few things before we get into it. So go check out the Rip It if you haven't got an opportunity to subscribe to that channel. We really would appreciate it, and I'd be very thankful that you all would help us out with that and sub to that channel. I would be very, very thankful. So just take a few seconds of your time after this program. Hit up the subscribe button, and I think in a few weeks we're going to try to plan a date and a time, and we're going to pull this off and have a Rip It. So just be looking out for that. A few other things I want to mention. Shake and Wink Radio, Miss Ann, God bless you, and I pray all is well. And then my brother in Christ, Watts Leatherworks. Go check out Joshua's stuff, all his things that he can create. Holsters, belts, Bible covers, wallets, etc. The man's a legend when it comes to leather work. So, and then also, y'all know I have to go here. If you haven't checked out my new t-shirts and my mugs, the links in the description. My Milkman Nephilim Chaser t-shirts and mugs. Really excited about that, and excited to announce that. And yeah, so that's a lot of announcements, but we got that out of the way. So get this, guys. You're not going to find this anywhere, because the only person I've said about this data that I'm getting ready to present is my uncle, and he's in the chat, and then my family, obviously, that lives with me. But I stumbled upon something last night. So we're going to get into it before I'll show some of the stuff that and it was all about, it wasn't all about chance, I wouldn't say that, but it was all random. And I'll get into the story here in a little bit. So if you haven't seen the title of the show, it is UFOs I caught on camera accidentally. And that's no joke, literally coming from a visual disturbance standpoint. No joke, literally can't make this stuff up. I stumbled upon something just accidentally. So, and it's baffling. I mean, I was a little hesitant to even put it up on the air, but I was like, you know what? I'm putting it up. So, random show, random broadcast this afternoon on this beautiful day in March the 1st in 2023. And here we are. We're going to be talking about UFOs and a few little giants and all that good stuff. But stay tuned. Here we go. And I'm going to set the bar up here and just hang on, everybody. So, one moment. Have y'all seen all the UFO news that's popping off here lately? Like, we're inundated with just insane amount of data, insane amount of information. It's just, tossing to and fro. One day it's balloons from magical make-believe, a Wonder Wizard of Oz. The next day there's a portal opening up, and then there's a bus-like size balloon. There's submarines everywhere. We're just... One day they got this. The next day we got Starlinks coming out of every crack and crevice. I'm being a little sarcastic on that one, but some of the stuff I'm getting ready to present tonight or this afternoon, we're going to debunk all that when it comes to this imagery that I've literally took physically by my own hand. But as I got up on the screen here, it's a UFO news, wide variety of topics. I don't agree with a lot of this stuff and these broadcast networks and stuff, but just for the sake of it and for the stuff I'm getting ready to present, let's just get into it. So in CNN, right? So there's this ex-Navy pilot says he saw UFOs that did things his plane could not do. Okay, well, I seen things last night. No joke. I seen something that planes could not do last night, but it was all by a random act of God. Because no joke, I can't wait to tell you the story and how this all plays out. But no joke. And then like US Today, this is the CNN article. Just talks about ex-Navy pilot says he saw UFOs and they can, go in different look. They're aerodynamic. They're all over the place, right? These things are way above our pay grade as far as human intelligence. Let's just get real here. So, this one, for example, too, there's a fact check on the USA Today. A video UFO being shot down. It was from a video game. So here's where we are. We're in this, watch what I say. The artificial intelligence, all this stuff. There's all this Photoshop, whatever. All this video. You can just make anything up. It's just changing. It's just unbelievable. So like we mentioned earlier, just a few seconds ago when I was talking about the balloons, here's a good old article here. We have a real UFO problem, and it's not balloons. This literally came out, I think, yesterday. And then you got just an hour ago, former Navy pilot testifies that he witnessed UFOs with his own eyes. And then he calls for our lovely president to investigate. You just can't make this stuff up. But here I am today on Visual Disturbance. I'm going to show you something that you can't make up, and it's all documented, and it just debunks this whole narrative. So this is the one that's really getting me right here. So hang on to your seat, folks. This one just came in like a day ago, and I couldn't believe it because I really wasn't even planning on doing a broadcast, but it just literally flows with the content I'm getting ready to show you all. Check this out. Check this out. UFO over St. Petersburg. Russian Defense Ministry says everything is under control. Military drills underway. They shut off the airspace, all that stuff. Go check it out. They talking about all kinds of different random stuff about they sent out their fighter jets, all that stuff, and they're trying to work through interception and identification of the intent target or the intruder. And then it's just, they say everything's under control, and that's all I'm going to say. And there was restrictions in the airspace, et cetera. And it makes you wonder what is really going on in the realm of lovely Earth that we live in, this plane of existence. And it makes you question what they are propagating. But I have something to show you, folks. I'm going to go back and reference a PDF file that I really, 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 really think it's legit. It's on the three-letter agency with the first letter F, so y'all can fill in the rest of it. But a document that I've showed on Visual Disturbance, I've showed on other platforms, And here we are this afternoon. It's going to go right along with the content I'm getting ready to show you all. So hang on to your seat. I'm gonna go ahead and show the footage. Well, I took footage. I'll tell you a story. Let me set it up real quick for y'all. So last night, we all know about the Venus and Jupiter thing that was going on last night. If anybody went outside and you had a clear night sky, you could see evidence of these two glowing lights in the sky. Okay. In my opinion, even with my visual issues, etc., I could see them. They look like they're moving closer and closer. And then you look in this morning's news, they was talking about them basically kissing and coming together, all that good stuff. So think about this for a minute. So these two bright lights, somebody sent me a text, and I was sitting there last night, and I wasn't even worried about it. You know, like I've videoed and I took documentation of the skies, etc., and especially in last year, just kind of referencing and just nothing, not searching anything out, just kind of just checking, see if I can pick anything up. So literally, we was getting ready to eat dinner last night. Got this random text, got pictures, imagery, and I was like, oh, that's that night, tonight's that day. So I happened to go back outside. I was walking around. I looked over, and I seen these two lights. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. So I was like, well, let me think about it for a minute. I was like, no, let's just not think about it. Let's go back in and go get my GoPro, and let's see what I can figure out. So I went and got my son, and took some pictures. We sit out there. I said, check it out. I was talking to him. I said, check it out, you know. And the lights was so bright and so dominant in the sky. I mean, it was even more brighter than the moon. It was a crystal clear night, right? You can see the constellations. You can see the stars. I mean, you can see abundance of everything. So I take my camera out. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a newer model GoPro. So I'm sitting there, you know, thinking, okay, my phone's not going to pick this stuff up. Let's just try it out. I've never really tried. I've been trying and kind of playing around with it here lately in the last month, picking up different things, taking pictures of the moon, stuff like that, just for documentation. If there's something, if there's an aura, there's like a ring around the moon or something like that. Well, anyways, went outside, took imagery. I mean, I literally took video footage of it. And I was like, man, I wish I had that mod where you could zoom in. It's like, I was like, I don't know if I'm picking it up. So I proceeded to take and go to night vision. There's a night vision option. So if you take the ISO, I was trying to work with the ISO, and I've got it down pretty good where it can pick up the stars in the sky. No joke. So I'm taking photos of it. Well, when that night vision sets in on the GoPro, right? So it takes a few seconds to process. So at that time when me and my son was outside, I couldn't get a good foot, like where I was standing, my tripod, I couldn't get a real good imagery. So I was like, man, I'm getting aggravated, like, cause it's just not that good of quality. Even though I'm shooting like 4K, 5K, it's not that good. So I got my image, pictures and everything, came back in, set my phone down, and I was like, this is like around 8 o'clock last night, 8-ish Eastern time. So it's pitch dark out. I'm sitting around, like, literally hadn't even been probably 40 seconds, maybe a minute. And something said, just go back outside. You gotta go check this out. You gotta get something. So I proceeded to go outside. I changed my perspective, so I went around and looked, and I got a place on my deck. So I set up my tripod, and I made sure it was supported. Made sure it was nothing leaning. It was all set up, perfect, ready to go. In my mind, I was like, I'm not going to be able to video it, but I can take really good quality pictures. And I've got it all set up. No joke, I literally honed in on the moon because it was right above my house. I turned the camera up and I just literally pushed like that. Just push, literally take a picture. It goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and it processes. So it's a cumulative of maybe 6 seconds, okay? 5.5 seconds. I do it again. And then I go over and I'm filming, I'm focusing on the two lights, the Jupiter and Venus narrative, right? No joke, guys. I'm getting ready to show you all something. Let's go to the deck where I was at last night, ate something. All by random. The conversation me and my son was having, he was looking up at the moon. He said, there's some red, before we came in the first time, he goes, there's some red dots up there. I was like, yeah, that's really interesting. And I just kind of like shrugged. It's like, yeah, stars, we've seen all that. They reflect, they look different colors, red, blue, green, yellow, all this stuff. Well, I remember in the back when I'm alone, I'm on my deck, and I'm like, when I went back out, and I'm like, he told me to look at that particular area. So I looked and I pointed the camera, and then I pointed back at Venus and Jupiter. So let's get into it. I'm gonna show y'all something. This one's gonna, everybody, you just can't make this stuff up. Welcome to Visual Disturbance Channel. If you haven't hit the like button, you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do, and I really would appreciate it. And if you love the water marker in the very right-hand corner, I didn't realize it was going to stay up the whole entire broadcast, but I think it just goes along and flows with the content. So I'll probably remove that, but it still goes. So there you go. I didn't intentionally mean for that to happen. So anyways, let's get into it. So y'all just can't make this stuff up. 1 minute, 1 second. Let me get the photo up, and let's get into this thing. I hope y'all, I mean, I can't wait to show it. I can't wait to present it. So, boom. So I'm on the back deck, right? I'm on the back deck. I look at the moon. My son, the conversation we had, a few minutes prior to this, and I was, like I said, he already went inside. Here's the constellations and everything. And my camera is set to wide, so it will pick up a large amount of data. Let me get a drink of coffee. All right, so check this out. You see the moon. You see all the constellations, but wait. On the left-hand corner of the screen, I'm going to zoom in. You just can't make this stuff up. Now, I don't know about y'all, but there's a very distinctive object. 4 distinctive points of light, okay? I'm going to leave that up for a little bit. And it's got shape to it. It's distinct in shape. The shape has, there's something there. You can obviously see that it looks like an object, okay? So when you zoom out a little bit, and you can obviously see the other stars sitting here, but this one stuck out to me the most because you can see the gray part into the, it almost looks like a silver grayish tint, and it has a body. It looks to me that these are connected, okay? So here in a little bit, yeah, everybody's saying Space Force and everything in the chat. God bless you guys for being here on the Visual Disturbance Channel. Hit that like button, and you'll be glad you did. But yeah, guys, this thing, so this one frame, this one picture that I took, right? So there's obviously an object here, okay? Okay, so I'm going to zoom out. So y'all check this out. There's 4 there. And then let's go back to where we set when we started the photo. So you go here, the moon, you start looking around. It's like, okay, what's happening? What's going on here? Check this out. Bam. Same exact thing. On the right at the bottom, and I'm not joking with y'all, they were going left, so one was going north, one was going southeast, okay? And they're all going in different directions. Horizontal, vertical, all the above. But get this good old, no, hang on, there's more. Get this old boy here that was taking these photos, I'm not kidding you all. Like, I'm not making this up. Like, all I did was like this. Because I'm not going to pay attention. I can't see it. So I was like this. I pushed the button. I had the camera pushing, forward. I didn't even, until about 12 o'clock last night, I didn't review all the photos until about 12 something at midnight last night, right? So I took the photo and I literally just pushed it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It processes the photo. I didn't even know. That was just all random. All I was doing was honing in on the moon. Let's get back in the photo. So I'm going to show y'all one more thing. It's crazy. So here we are on the same photo. This side, that's the first object that I showed you. That's the second object. Check this out. There's one on the right above this house here. It's only got 3, but I'm wondering if it was just in not in the perspective of the camera. Maybe it didn't pick it up. But see, there's 3 here in this lovely camera or this photo that I took. So check this out. It gets even worse. So I hope y'all are ready for worse, because yeah, that's what you're going to get on Visual Disturbance. I'm just messing with y'all. But I thank y'all for y'all's attention. Bless everybody. Hippie Hebrew Homestead. Shalom. It's been a long time since I've seen you in the chat. So, and bless you all. Shout out to you all. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna go to another picture. I'm in the exact same position on the deck. Okay, no joke. Something else shows up, and I'll tell you, I'm not making this up. Literally, all by random chance that I took this. It's not. I didn't even hone in. I didn't even know what I was taking a picture of. Check this out. Sun, constellations. Check this out. Now, before everybody everywhere says, hey, this is Starlink. Okay. Well, listen. This good old boy from Kentucky, I seen Starlink. I seen it cross over my house because guess what? I got bamboozled into checking out what it looked like. I think it was like 2020 or 2021 or whatever it was. I seen it go over the house, and it was slow, right? So when I'm getting ready to show y'all some more photos here, this wasn't slow. So for the record, I'm in night vision mode on my GoPro, okay? It takes 5 seconds to process, so we got a 5 to 6 second processing. So we're click, 5, 6 seconds, click, 5, 6 seconds. Okay. So it has these things in the sky are moving, but they're moving faster than I've seen with literally my perception of Starlink. So, and even on this photo, it literally looks. Let me get back to the photo. It literally looks like it's all connected. Okay. So yeah, it's like something else besides a so-called satellite. Okay. And it's even got. Obviously, there's 2 red dots here, which I thought was kind of strange. But this elongated so-called anomaly aircraft UFO. Okay, so get this, you all. First thing I go to is I can't help it. I was mentioning it to you all at the beginning of the broadcast. If you haven't checked it out, let me find it real quick. Let me get it real quick. Here we go. So there was something I was going to reference. I've referenced it before on this channel. I referenced it before on other channels. Now, what does that look like to you all? It looks like a straight line. It looks like what we've talked about before, and I'm going to present it here if my computer will hold up. A flying roll. Okay, so y'all have seen me put this up before. It's this 3-letter agency documentation here that starts with F. This was in San Diego, California on July the 8th, 1947. And I presented this before. It's a flying roll is what they refer to it as. And I just want to, for the sake of this program, it is talking about literally Roswell. And if we go a little bit further back up, a little slide, this is from a director of FBI. And this is, it's blacked out here with a lieutenant colonel. But it's literally talking about in August the 9th, 47, flying discs, security matter X. And then it goes on to proceed to talk about the Seattle office and the possession of all this information known by him and his handle in the matter of the Tacoma, Washington. So, but when it says flying roll of July the 8th in San Diego, California in 1947, and this is the memorandum of the scientist, and it says the respected address to contain scientists of distinction to important astronomical or aeronautical and material. I'm getting so excited about these photos. Military authorities to a number of public officials, and to have few publications. So then it goes on. It talks about this. This is a very serious situation may develop in the time with regard to flying saucers. If one of those should be attacked, I'm going to point this out to everybody. So the lovely networks that put stuff out are saying that they are taking down these crafts and all this unidentified flying objects and all these different things. But according to this document in 1947, if there's a flying roll, and it reminds me in biblical narrative of Zechariah 5, and I know I mentioned that before and got in trouble. Somebody said, are you saying flying roll? I am not talking about a biscuit or a roll from Cracker Barrel or wherever. That's a little insert of a joke during the serious broadcast. Can't y'all tell I'm serious? I am serious. So, but anyways, a little humor for the broadcast there. This is a very serious situation may develop at any time regarding the flying saucers. If one of those should be attacked, the attacking plane almost certainly will be destroyed. Okay? In the public mind, that this might create near panic. Okay? An international suspicion. The principal data concerning these craft is now at hand and must be offered, no matter how fantastic and unintelligible, I can't even speak, it may seem to minds not perceiving or previous instructed in thinking of this type. So get back with me. Let's just go there real quick. Get back with me, guys, whenever this does not look in the perspective here. It looks like, yeah, like what they depict as a flying roll. If you look at it, there was the cylinder-shaped crafts that NASA, etc., was going on these big tangents a few years ago, talking about these cylinder what was it, a cigar-shaped type of narrative or whatever. So one would think. So check this out. So here's the frames. It starts to go down to an angle, and this is actually falling down, and then it goes like this. There's another one. That one's the same frame. Okay. So check this out. It's moved a little bit this time, right? So check this out. No more red lights, but there's distinctive. It looks. Yeah, and I'm talking about food. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Brian needs to quit talking about food. Welcome to Visual Disturbance. I do not sell food on here. Get you a coffee mug and stay awake. Anyways, hey, shout out Bobby Hale. I know who you are, man. I know you called in on the SW or spiritual warfare. So yeah. Anyways, this lovely object that I'm taking a picture of. Check this out. So there's like a 5 to 6 second, and it's moved, and it's moving. Probably this, it's a big object. It's a pretty big object. If you can see, there's the sun, and this thing is pretty massive. All right, so. And you can almost see the details. Like there's 1, 2, 3, and then it's like something else here. And then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights on this particular object. So what? Wait, there's more. 1 second, you all. Oh, and at this time, those other these lovely crafts that I showed y'all at the beginning of the photo album here, they've already like taken off. They're like in a different direction. Okay. So check this out. Boom. I showed you that one. And then there's that one. It's the same. And then here's another angle at it. It's starting to, I don't even know what to say. There you go. You can almost look at it. It literally looks like a physical silverish object or grayish object with green and red little, I hate to say this on the channel, but jingle bells. So yeah, the red and green little humor there too. So. Yeah, I just want to chime in and show y'all this breaking news coverage from this good old hillbilly, Brian Reese. I've got to say it because I'm trying to be serious. I'm trying to be goofy because it's such a serious matter, and I'm still baffled. I'm not really in shock. I'm just kind of like, okay, I captured something. Let's present it the best of my ability, and all but nothing but random. So, or is it? Or is it random? So, there you go. Check this out. So it gets worse. Yeah, am I talking like doom and gloom? It gets better. It gets better. There's the same frame of that one. So check this out. So I have more at the top here. So this is when, let me see here. I'm a little behind here. Okay, cool. Just ignore all the, I got pallets and stuff out back. Yeah, so check this out. So here's we was mentioning at the beginning of the broadcast. You got 2 lights, right? So here's supposedly Venus and Jupiter. They're getting ready to, unleash the Stargate, unleash the lovely Veses of Pisces, whatever you want to go there. All the crazy, who knows? You know, I mean, the vortex of all craziness. So what was so baffling is I could really start to pit. They was honing in these particular objects, which you can see on the right-hand corner above the tree here. Here's the two objects, but wait, there's more. See this above this tree here? There's you another craft. It's just flying around. Okay, so to me, it's just baffling. So I'll show you the more frames per frame. So here's this one that I showed you at the very first photo, and then there's another one sitting here going at the like north. It's like east, I think, a little bit, and it's just off the chain. So it gets worse. So see this one? So here we go. It moved. This one's here. So and then you go again. That's the same picture. I'm sorry. Here we go. Continue on. So it moves on. So here we go. 4 dots. Another one right here where the Venus and Jupiter are. So you got 2, and it just gets better. It gets better and better. So they moving again. So here on the frame, it moved again. There you go. So here's if the way I'm interpreting this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's another elongated. It's another one. This is a smaller object. This one's a longer one. Obviously, it's got brighter lights on it. Come on, everybody. So I kept thinking, what is today's date? Whenever I was sitting on the back of the deck, that's how bad off I was. So it was February the 28th, and I was like, imagine that. So yeah, I could get into some weird stuff and coincidences and all this stuff to do with February 26th. But for the sake of this video and for the sake of my insanity, we are not going to go there because we'll go down a big rabbit hole. And I hope y'all are bearing with me because I'm on one of those today. I'm energized and ready to go. So yeah. So and then there's another random photo here that I took. See what was so baffling about this one? I zoomed in and took a different approach to it. I narrowed down the lens, and when I did, I missed a lot of the data. So that's what you just can't make this stuff up. So let's go to I think I've shared all the photos. Yeah, I've shared all the photos. So this is the original. This is the original photo. And like I said, I want to show it up there for everybody just now tuning into the broadcast. And for the record, I know what these things are. I'm not saying I believe that we're getting ready to be taken out of here by abductee, getting abducted and all this stuff and all this random whatever kind of garbage, goopity garb. But I will say this on the Visual Disturbance channel. Fallen angel technology, whatever man has been able to do to replicate it and render it and make it and manipulate it and make whatever, I'm telling you all, between the text last night, between the conversation with my son, we went outside, videoed it, took photos, and literally caught unidentified flying objects right in my backyard. I didn't have to go anywhere. Like bam, it's right there. And all but chance that I literally pushed night vision, push click, and literally each frame, each one was like 5-6 seconds. I moved the camera a little bit, 5-6 seconds. So these things are doing this, and y'all like my sound effects at the beginning of the broadcast, right? I know Jamie in the chat, she's like, it scared me to death. It blew my speakers out. I'm sorry, Jamie. I know you're waiting for that Bermuda Triangle. I'll probably have to buy you a new TV. But anyways, so we got them in all different directions. So when I seen Starlink, the whole satellite narrative, it was all in formation and like consistent, and it was like almost a curve. It was like curving. It was like there's no straight lines, and they didn't have the whole Galactic Federation, popping off and going in different directions. You know what I'm saying? I mean, going east, west, north, south, and down in the ground, whatever. So just get back with me if anybody wants to get on here and comment, say it's Starlink. Well, I'm sorry, but yes, there's pictures out there that show the individual lights, but I'm sorry, I found different. This footage is these photographs are totally different. Okay, the Starlink would like turn, oval, dome, move, curve a little bit. It would move. These things are going. I mean, it's like Independence Day in my backyard. Two months ago, we got the fighter jet. Now in the back end, I got a Stargate opening up, and I'm out here with the Visual Disturbance, pushing camera. Thank God that I barely know how to operate it, and sitting there trying to get everything to crack off and move, and then bam, I pick up this stuff, and it's not a coincidence I found that this was just randomly on my photos. Let's take a deep breath. All right, here we go. So, no joke, can't make this stuff up, and I'm going to pull back the the lovely documentation to our PDF file. And this is where it blows my mind, and you just can't make this stuff up. And I'm on a rant. Oh, by the way, Dan's in the chat. Shout out to Dan Badoni in the chat. Me and him are going to get together on the Dan Badoni show. Dan Badoni live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll go check that out. Let me get a drink of coffee. Y'all think I don't even need any coffee, do I? Yeah. All right. So here's what blew my mind about this. This is a very this is 1947, everybody. So let's just get weird. Oh, hippie Hebrew Homestead, bless you, my friend. So bless you, my brother. Yeah, thank you. And so, anyways, we're getting in here, and a very serious situation may develop at any time with regarding to these flying saucers, and they're going on about these intelligence and everything, etc. And then you go in here to number 1. Part of the disc carry crews. Hello. Others are under remote control. Hello. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube world. And this realm of existence that we live on, where everything's manipulated, and they turn us, what's news? All right, they turn us in north, south, east, west, and directions, and pull us and tug us, and keep our minds all, fabricated and just messed up, and disconnected from reality. So, anyways, my vision has been disconnected, and I'm depending on the Father and my other senses, apparently. So, and Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost, praise God. So anyways, here we go. Number 1, part of the disc carry crews, like I said. So here's one I'm going to bring up, an old milkman story. There's this guy one time, he's an old man. I brought it up before, I think on another broadcast, and he's like rambling on to one of these, one of the women that was working at the place. I was trying to get my milk checked in, but this guy was holding me up. So I'm having condensation, like it was a really hot day. It's like 95 out. Condensation's leaking all the floor. It's a trip hazard. We got this one cashier that's got to check me in, and we got this guy that says he's from the government talking about all these different things, on top of these triangles, and they can hold up to like 60 people per craft and all this other stuff. And he's going on this big rambling about, and I said, and I just kind of chimed in. I said, hey, have you ever heard of fallen angels? He said, fallen angels and aliens are 2 different things. When I was like, well, at least he admitted that there was 2 different entities or 2 different categories. Hello. I was like, hey, that's cool. So anyways, here we go. We got disc carrying crews and the remote control. So we got, just think about it. I got photos here. We got stuff flying up in the air. We got the just whatever, Stargate, whatever, destroyer, whatever you want to call it, whatever, we could just name whatever kind of craft. I mean, whatever. We got the elongated flying rolls, and we got the short rolls. And we might have some bread rolls here somewhere, but I don't have a sponsor for bread and selling organic, non-GMO bread. I'm just being sarcastic. But anyways, I'm going to get back into something real quick, because I really want to show one photo one more time before I ramble on here. But yeah, hang tight. Okay, so check this out. So this one, let me see where I'm at. Where am I, Brian? Where are you? It might be this one. No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Here we go. So this one, when I zoomed in on it, and actually you really can't see it on here. It doesn't really do it justice, but I had another device that I put it on. And no joke, I was in my mind, I was trying to render in my head. I was trying to make it like literally come out to be almost a roundish shape. Like I kind of honed in on the light sensitivity, turned the blue light filtering on, and then like kind of honed in. And it almost looked like this has a small dome-like thing at the top and at the bottom. Almost. Take it for what you think, and, just use discernment. But anyways, yeah, it just almost looked like there was something else right here, too, on this one. And, we've been so defragmented and everything, and we think we don't even know. We don't know. I mean, heck, between the toys and all the cartoons and stuff like that back in the day, and they was just, we were fried up with subliminal messaging, and we don't even, what I'm saying. So who knows? Bless you, Stephanie, in the chat. Bless you. And yeah, so we don't even know what's going on half the time. But then here we are with a guy on visual disturbance, just randomly going out on his back deck, and then just randomly taking pictures of these cylinder-like flying rolls. So yeah, I said it on here. You know, me and Dan got some flack one day. You know, I was like, yeah, go check out Zechariah 5. We're not talking about butter biscuits and butter bread from Cracker Barrel, but that's, yeah, anyways, I'm going to get off that. So anyways, check this out. Well, maybe not. How about that? All right, here we go. So the next one on the list, after you get to the lovely disc carrying crews and others are under remote control, can't make this stuff up. Their mission is peaceful. The visitors contemplate settling on the plane. Like, literally. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Yeah, earlier there was fighter jets, sound effects, and there was hovering. Jamie Christopher in the chat was upset that her TV was making UFO phenomenon noises and fighter jet sound effects that actually came from no soundboard, nothing electronical, me in the flesh. So yeah, I'm working on my impressions. I don't know. My uncle says I should have been a comedian and I could probably done a bunch of impressions in my day. But hey, broken down, you know what? So that's all we are. So visually disturbed, literally. But anyways, visually disturbance too. No, anyways, I'm so fired up today. I still hope I have this intensity when me and Dan get on together tonight here in a few hours. So yeah, and Dan's over cracking out. Cody, I don't even know what you're saying. I'm not even looking. Oh yeah, I'm barely reading. I can barely see it because literally I can barely see what y'all are putting on the chat today. So forgive me for that. So anyways, so here's where it is. So we got peaceful, so-called contemplating settling on the plane of existence. And then number 3, these visitors are human-like, but much larger in size. But wake up, people. Hello. I've said this before on a couple of broadcasts I've done before, so it kind of goes along with the broadcast. Well, it does go along with the broadcast. You get the flying roll. These visitors are human-like, but much larger in size. So if anybody wants to go, let's just go there. I'm not going to go into an argumentative conflict, but from what I'm gathered, I thought it was little tiny 3-foot little green men. But according to this document, it's talking about telepathic. I almost made a new word. Telepathic narrative of these remote control, disc carrying crews, etc. And yeah, so these are not Earth people, but they come from their own world. Hello. But number 5, they said they do not come from any planet, as we use the word, and then I always butcher the name, but from the Ethor planet, which interpretates with our own and is imperceivable, or is not perceivable to us. The bodies of the visitors and the craft also automatically materialize on entering the vibrating did I say Brady Bunch? No, I didn't. Vibrating rate of our dense matter. So hello. And this is what I'm saying, everybody. It drives me insane. Like, you can say that there's these, I'm going to watch what I say, these lovely helium balloons up in the sky, and they're all this stuff, and then you implement, and you have the jets flying out everywhere. We're pushing out $400,000 rockets, all this stuff, fueling, and all this stuff. It's just blowing my mind. I mean, we're not even there. People, I mean, my goodness, to fuel these things up and to have somebody that's all the education that goes into flying a jet, everybody. I mean, all this is a big move for these things to start taking flight and intercepting some kind of object, right? That leads me back to the St. Petersburg over the Russia Defense Ministry. You know, we're talking about everything is under control and all this stuff. The UFO that literally just appeared the other day, by the way. It's St. Petersburg. So just can't make this stuff up. You're just now joining the broadcast, which there's quite a few people in the broadcast this afternoon on this lovely March weather that we're having today. And yeah, so bless you all. Seriously, thank you all so much for being on here with me, especially for a sporadic broadcast. And if you're new to the channel, God bless you, and I thank you for being here. And hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you just want to come through here and look at some UFOs with me for a little bit, you know, and all that, just wait for the next show, and and I got a bunch of them lined up. So we're just kind of waiting for the perfect time, the consistency to get my, to broadcast my live feed. So we're working on that. Let's continue on. So yeah, so these so they have these discs possess a type of radiant energy, okay, or a ray, which will easily disintegrate any attacking ship. This is what I'm saying. Hello. Red flag, big red elephant, whatever, what do you want to call it? Big bullseye, whatever. If it's, there was a lot of narrative on the that was in Alaska, these other places that was so-called they taken down a UFO. They supposedly had these tentacles growing out of the bottom of them. They said it was in antennas. They said it was living. They said it was organic. I mean, it was just unbelievable, the information. But here in 1947, these three-letter agency that sits here and has this documentation, and it says these discs possess a type of radiant energy array which will easily disintegrate any attacking ship. So let's just get real here, you all. Okay? And here I am, visually disturbance, going outside and seeing some kind of anomaly, UFO identified flying object flying in above my house. So, and guess what? Wait, there's more. There's just a little bit more. We're like 46 minutes in. How could you find any more? No joke. Just let me put the picture back up. So hang on. Let me put the picture back up. I'll show y'all something. So here we are. Let me get back to the original picture that I saw with the broadcast. So out this direction here where this little red light antenna is, where they're got the lovely, I'm not going to go there, with the communication tower. Out in this direction, well, actually this whole direction out this way is a military base. No joke. You just can't make this stuff up. And it's all there. And what's so baffling about it, this is where literally, supposedly, since the Gulf War, there's supposed to be a unidentified craft that's in that facility. So you've heard on visual disturbance, and here we are. I mean, here we are. We have arrived to, we don't, let me say this again. I get very passionate about this because there was giants in the earth in those days. This document I just showed you all on this channel, literally a three-letter agency documentation, talking about they're human-like and they're giant. They're like large or larger beings. Hello, everybody. So there was giants in the earth in those days, and also after that. And literally, is it too much to say that these things are not? Is it too much to say that if you just completely discredit all that when it comes into it does biblical narrative, and then there's all kinds of other books, Enoch, Jasher, there's all, and even other civilizations, the Mayans, the Incas, everybody was talking about it. Everybody's talking about giant beings. Okay, if you discredit all that and you say it just doesn't exist, that these are not fallen angel narrative, if there's not something to it, if you just say that none of it exists, this is going to be the greatest setup for one of the biggest stage, what is going to happen out of this. Because if we can't see this and all the data, the Samaritans, all the stuff, everybody, they're talking Indians, for Hopis, for all, I mean, it was everybody. If you just go back and read, it's inundated with giants, inundated. So why is there a lovely craft that's just hovering along and just manifests in this whole narrative? Let me pull it back up before I get fired up. Am I already fired up? I don't know. Am I? Okay, so check this out. Well, maybe not. Hey, check that out. Okay, so get back to my beginning of this PDF file here. So if this thing is not, and this was been dated in August the 9th, 1947. So I'm sorry. Probably everybody in the chat, there was very few of us was even alive during this time. So if there's anybody out there that was alive during this time and you remember this event, and if you ever heard anything about this, that would be awesome if you contact me, because I would love to be able to correspond the data, because this right here is about to blow my mind. So anyways, and every time I read it, I can't even listen. Every time I read it, I get so upset. I'm like completely lethargic. I'm like trying to speak. I jump over my words and everything. And I've read this thing probably 40 times or something. And I can't even pronounce the words sometimes. And then some days I can. So just hang in there. But anyways, so this is the one that really got me too. So it continuates on. So it says, and they simply disappear from our vision without a trace. So let's just get real here. When I was documenting this and taking a photo yesterday, I couldn't see it. It's not like I was just like, oh yeah, let's just hone in on this flying, disc / straight line that's going in different angles and different directions, horizontal and all this stuff. I literally, like I told you all at the beginning of the broadcast, click and waited for the night vision to literally extract the data from the image and then give me the picture. That's it. Okay. So I wasn't like I wasn't honing. The only thing I was, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, my son earlier in the earlier conversation, he said there's something up in the sky. It was red. So I was like, okay, click. And that wasn't even what he was talking about. It was some kind of star. It was close to the moon. So sure enough, bam, I started collecting all this stuff. And then here we are in a presentation this evening. So anyways, so it gets crazy. So yeah, so simply disappear from our vision without a trace. So what does that make you all think of? We cannot find the objects. They miraculously are frozen or in probably a stasis of some sort, and we can't find nothing. The parts have just disintegrated, or they're under cold blocks of ice. That's all I'm gonna say, because y'all probably don't. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, and if you do, yeah, it's kind of it gets my blood boiling when, we can't reach it. Okay, get back with me. Get back with me. I'm not going to say and mention anything because I want to make sure I watch what I say. But according to this document, it would just literally vibrate out of existence because they're on a different signature, different frequency. Okay. I'm going to get calmer. I'm going to get a little calm. Raise in the chat. Dan, thank you all for moderating. I'm gonna calm down. Get real. I haven't been serious all broadcast, but I cannot help but joke around because this stuff just burns me up. So it literally just disappears. They disappear from our vision. So guess what? I had to get a device to capture it. Okay, and it's baffling, right? They was telling everybody to take a picture a year ago. Make sure that you document if there's anything in the sky. We want you to take care of it. We want you to take UFOs, which this guy did not know I was even taking anything of that shape or form. And it just remarkably was on the camera, was on the photo. So let's continue on. So here's another one that blows my mind. So this region is number 8. This region which they come is not the astroplane. So these guys are literally saying they're admitting that the astral plane exists, but they're talking about they corresponds to the lokas and the tails. So if you go back and look at that, if I'm not mistaken, it talks about the lokas and the Hindu traditions and all that, which I'm not going to put them down in any shape or form because that's not what I'm about. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I am going to, for the sake of everything, when you go look up lokas and tails and all that, and you look at what the Hindus said, it was talking about dark places and hell, actually referencing that. So I just wanted to put that in for the broadcast. So here we are. So it talks about, so I almost froze up. But that wasn't a computer glitch. That was just my brain shutting off. So anyways, number 9. They probably cannot be reached by radio, but probably can be by radar. If a signal system can be devised for that aperture, I think. It's like all scribbled up. So anyways, here we are. Conclusion of this article here. We give information and warning and can do no more. And it's just got a bunch of black ink on there. I'm so sorry about that. But let the newcomers treat with ever kindness unless the discs are withdrawn, and I can't read the rest of it, which were the culture of the science and incapable of dialing. A heavy responsibility rests upon the authority who are able to understand this matter. So, anyways, is everybody still there, or am I just talking about? I guess so. I get so into this. So, anyways, here we are. We got all the stuff that's going on. I've seen it. I actually seen one other person talking about this today on YouTube, and I'm not going to reference their name, but they was referencing they have a bunch of stuff sent to them all the time, and there was somebody in Kentucky talking about it a few days ago. It was out westward of me talking about that they seen objects or something to do with crop circles, etc., whatever. But I wanted to point this out. I wanted to point this out for you all. So I hope y'all enjoyed this broadcast. I mean, literally, I'm not done yet. Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to the. I'm waiting the passenger seat of the milk truck, Brian. Dude, it's crazy. Listen, if anybody out, let's just throw it out. If anybody sees an unidentified flying object and you can replicate it and find my old milk truck somewhere, wherever that thing is, because I haven't worked in several years since my accident and all that. Just a lot of, the whole, y'all know, everybody that's in my channel, y'all know the brain and, all that stuff, visual stuff. If anybody can ever build and replicate the levitation vehicle and build it and bring that, if we can get to this place with the PDF file, these guys can remote control a flying milk truck. Man, could you imagine the cost on, and especially, hey, I seen some people putting up expired milk memes and stuff on Facebook the other day. Could you imagine? Man, you get your milk fast and furious. It'd be dropping from the sky. You want no, it'd be like whole milk, choo, but it might expire when it hits the ground, or it might expire because it depends on how the high altitude. Yeah, could you imagine? But yeah. We listen. If we can get a broken down milk truck to levitate, we're going across. You know what? It's WALL with a little ice on the side. You feel me? I'm not going to go into that in this broadcast, but I'm going on a big rant here. But yeah, could y'all? Oh man. We'd be stopping by all those mounds of dirt, wouldn't we? We just hover over them, take aerial footage. We wouldn't have to stop and say, hey, we just be an instant drone. Y'all cracking me up in here. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Dan, y'all cracking me up. But yeah, that's what I give for looking at the chat. That's what I get off my game. But anyways, so for the sake of my insanity, what do you guys think? And I'm gonna look over these these photos one more time, get y'all's perspective, give y'all a little bit more. Jason Bedoni, God bless you. I know you're in the chat. I'm gonna hone in and literally look at this and say, what are we looking at? So I'm not really buying. So if I just did a Standing Stones, the folklore of the giants connection with the Standing Stones, right, guys? So it's talking about comets, etc., and it was referring to the folklore of the giants coming down from the sky and hitting the ground, and actually able to have these abilities to teach these other giants and all this other stuff. It was weird. Okay, that's the folklore narrative. So hello, I've got a PDF file, talks about three-letter agency, talk about human-like being, or beings. There's people that are large. They look like us, but they're large in this so-called craft. So what is this in the sky that I'm seeing out in my backyard? And what is these things? So we're gonna look at the photo one more time and a bigger picture of it. I'm gonna kind of get to where I can calm down. I need to calm down, everybody. So anyways, no joke, constellations. We got your lovely craft here. If you can see it on the video, on the TV or whatever device you're using, there's 4 dots here, and there's 3.5 here, roughly, and then there's this bad boy over here that was very distinctive and it needed to be documented. And for the sake of everything, I'm just kind of slowing up there and let y'all, because I know I might have rushed it a little bit earlier and took it off the screen before y'all could really hone in on it. But yeah, you can literally zoom in on it. You can literally distinctive light. There's lights here, or something of some shape or form. There's circles here, and you got this. It's almost like a frame. Okay, so I don't know. It's just, what do you guys think? Unbelievable. Can't make this stuff up. There's one more image I wanted to show you all because, did I show you all this one? I didn't show you all this one. Here's another one. I knew I missed one. Darn it. So here's another one. All right, here we go. So here's another one. So it's zoomed in. I think I might have showed it, but I'm gonna show it for you again. How about that? It's 4K. It's 4K. Well, it's 5K. It can do 5K too. Hippie Hebrew. Anyways, so here's the lovely unidentified flying object, and you just can't make this stuff up. So let me see if I can get to one more image here. Oh yeah, so here's your Venus and your Jupiter, and then here's this other device over this house. I said, did I say device? Unidentified flying object over here. And I'm assuming it was over here whenever I was literally showing the other pictures, because look, on this side, there's that guy. There's that one. And see, this one that you're looking at here is totally different from this one. No joke. This one was, oh crud, I'm sorry. Here we go. There we go. This one is already been gone. This one already went like that way, like left. And so these was moving. This one was going right. And you just, like I said, you just can't make this stuff up. And the exclusive content on the Visual Disturbance channel, where, you know, you got this guy that is just trying to walk that walk and talk the talk. But I mean, this one right here is pretty baffling. This one's pretty baffling. This one alone should just make everybody. Let me zoom in a little bit better for you all. This one right here, bam, and then bam. That one alone, and then you got your, you know, when I look, this is how bad it is. I was singing like when I read an article about Venus and Jupiter, I was literally, I think it was, who's the gentleman that sings that "Kiss by a Rose" song? I literally, whenever my mind resonated, when they was like, yeah, they're getting ready to kiss, the two planetary alignments, or they're gonna touch, they're gonna kiss each other. I literally, that's how fragmented our brains are when it comes to all this music and stuff. So it's insane. Little more humor for the for the broadcast. But anyways, so. Yeah, so there's one more. I just want to show you one more time. There was one that came behind the trees somewhere. I just can't remember where it was at. I can't remember where it was at. One moment. It was right. Yeah, there it is. There you go. So it's starting to move. This one is moving this way. And then that's the one that you seen earlier that was on the other, that was above the house. It's starting to gravitate this way. So my opinion is that there's something going on here in the star constellations, and you just can't make this stuff up. I mean, something went on last night, and you know, obviously it was the end of the month of February. You know, I'm just kind of plugging that in there for information, you know, to put on the shelf kind of narrative. To kind of get y'all's gears to work a little bit and think about, I think outside the box. So just trying to, you know, and then right above the tree, you can see it because it's kind of going, it's literally, you know, going this way. And this one over here is going in behind these buildings. So anyways, yeah, guys, it's off the chain. It's off the chain. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, you just literally, you can't even like put any of this in I mean, it's just insane. I'm still not getting over it. And then this all happened like literally less than 24 hours ago. It was 8 o'clock. It was 8 something last night. So, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, this is unbelievable. We got literally some type of unidentified flying objects, whatever, you know, take it for what it is. And, you know, and like I said, I really do. I'm 100% convinced that it's not Starlink. Okay. But I'm not discrediting Starlink, but I'm saying Starlink didn't separate into a bunch of pieces and start going all of them in different directions, okay? And especially there's different shapes. These things are different lengths. And and what was so baffling, 3 or 4 of the smaller objects with the 4 lights, that's what drove me crazy. Because I started looking back at the frames, and I'm like, man, there's 3 in this footage. There's 1 up here that shouldn't be here. And what was going on, and you have these big elongated ones moving in the different directions. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So welcome to Visual Disturbance. I might give everybody a shout out real quick before I get off here. What? Jason's always got something to say, don't he? Bless you, Jason. I'm not going to repeat what you said. Or Dan. Y'all cracking me up with this milk truck stuff. But yeah, so both Badani's in the house. Brian gone and done it now. Yeah, thank you, Jason. Cody, what did you say a while ago? Cody, what are you saying over in man? What are you doing in Texas, man? What are you doing in Texas? Talking all that stuff, man. What you over there doing? Messing my chat, man. Messing up my chat. I'm just messing with you. Oh, but yeah, blessings to all you all. It has been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure to show you all this documentation. I hope y'all got something out of it. You know, just keep your head up, keep your mind straight. Just, you know, at the end of the day, read the Bible. Like, just enjoy and be peaceful. This stuff is all kinds of like, it's just all kinds of wild. Like, you know, it's just it, and if I had held back and not shown it, like I had to really pray about it because I was kind of like hesitant to put this content up. Like I really was hesitant, and but I'm very thankful to be able to do it. Put it up here and see what happens, and I pray that y'all enjoy it. I pray y'all enjoy it. Share this thing out. Share it out. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.